guys, Aline here, and I'm here with my second review. I am so excited to review this revival, guys. I have so many thoughts, I have notes right here, I'm so ready to go, and I'm pumped. I'm pumped because I loved it. I'm pumped because I love the revival, and I can't say it enough. I want to scream it from the rooftops. I love the revival, it was so good. But of course, with every pro, you got a con, so let's get into it and talk about those last 4 words. If you're here and you're expecting some spoiler-free review, that's not how I do things, so I'm going to warn you, spoilers ahead. Spoilers ahead. There you go. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get into it. Let's talk about the pros. My number 1 pro is a big one, and that is that I loved how they addressed Richard Gilmore, and I loved how much of it was centered around his death. I was so glad that it wasn't glossed over and wasn't made to seem like, oh, he died and we were sad for an episode, but now it's over. I loved how his death kind of spanned the whole 4 seasons. I thought that was pretty, compelling and wonderful storytelling. So that was the good one. I would have really loved to see Rory grieve a little bit more, be a little bit more impacted. I think that we can probably see how she was impacted by her erratic behavior, sleeping with a man who's about to get married. I would have liked that been addressed by like, oh, I'm acting like this because, Grandpa, I miss him so much. That would have been really nice. I wish that I would have seen that. Number 2 of one of my biggest pros too was that we got to see Paris Geller again. Me and Michelle were losing our minds over Paris Geller. Like, let's just be honest. I think she is one of the most epic characters of all time, in all TV history. Paris is a bad ass, and she's hilarious, and she looks so chic and so cool. And that moment where she sees Tristan and she runs into the bathroom and she's showing her briefcase and there's nothing in it, and then she stops people from coming in the bathroom with her shoe, and you're just like, Paris, my God, you're the best. My God. And some people had an issue with Paris and Doyle not being together anymore. I didn't. I've never been that attached to Paris and Doyle. I thought they were a good match, but I always thought, well, like, maybe they'd butt heads too much. That's just me. Another thing that I loved about the show was Michelle coming out of the closet. They let him out, guys. They finally let him out. Remember in season 1 when on Valentine's Day or something, he was talking on the phone and being like, oh, mon chéri, and everyone was just like, ha! Ha! The 5th thing that I loved, I'm on number 5. I haven't been numbering them, but I feel like numbering them is helpful. Now, the 5th thing that I loved in the show was Emily Gilmore in this revival, man. Watching her arc was like, I mean, she goes from this woman who's all sad, she's a rocky relationship with her daughter, they eventually get into a more solid place at the end. You see her give up the DAR, call things bullshit, call it as it is actually, abandon her house, go to Nantucket, and guys, keep a maid for a whole year. And her maid's family kind of becomes like this family that she has around her to give her a sense of stability. And you're like, wow, Emily, you go, girl. The best character, the best. Her and Paris are my 2 faves. Gotta say. The 6th thing that I loved, because again, we're now numbering these, was Luke and Lorelai. And I just loved that the writers, Amy Sherman and Daniel, didn't give them too much of a roller coaster time. Like, you got a little bit of rocky times ahead, but it wasn't too much where you were just like, come on. I really appreciated that they seemed like a stable couple. Like, oh, she goes away for like a little bit and Luke's just like, oh my God, I'm worried about losing her. And then she comes back, she's like, I think we should get married. And he does it. Luke does that whole monologue, guys, of, every little thing that a woman has ever wanted to hear about. I'm not going anywhere. I will never leave. It's just like, okay. Did my dreams write this, or was it Amy Sherman Palladino? Not sure. This dovetails very nicely into my 7th point, which is how much I loved all the references to the past episodes, like the little Easter eggs that were there for all the hardcore fans to find. I loved that when Luke and Lorelai eloped in the night, they played Reflecting Light by Sam Phillips. It's like, oh my God, you guys, you didn't even give me a chance. And how about that final scene that was a reference to the pilot when Lorelai asked Emily for the money from Richard's will to expand the dragonfly, and Emily's like, so you need money. And you're just like, I know what that's from. know what that's from, and you lose your mind a little bit because nostalgia got you good. I felt that the characters were really quite honored and they stayed true to who they were. A little less than Rory, I'll talk about that later, but for the most part, I really felt like they were respected. I got like Lane, I loved where she was at, I loved Paris, I loved Lorelai. I think Lorelai is a wonderful character. Emily, Michelle, Kirk, Luke, Jess, Dean. Man, that Dean scene, was it just me? Or I was very, very happy with that moment. I think that Dean eventually got everything that he deserved, which I think was very fair and poignant for the writers to, you know, show us. I love that Rory was writing a book about her and her mom. I love that part. It felt very much to me like that moment in Little Women, the movie, when Joe sits down to write Little Women and you hear all the voiceovers from the past and it just gets you a little choked up. I felt so emotional at the idea of her writing this story that we've been watching for so long, and it just really hit me in the old core zone. And when she goes to her grandparents' house to write, and there's the scenes of Friday night dinner and the voiceovers in the kitchen of them making pizza, and she eventually goes into her grandpa's study to write. Oh God. Even now, guys, even now. Last night I was truly a mess when it hit that point. Let me just... There you go, that's me. So let's talk about the cons of the show. Number one, which is kind of a weird con, Rory's voice is different, and I understand that like so much time has passed and Alexis Bledel has probably gotten so much more comfortable on camera and can just talk more like herself, but the iconic Rory voice that's got a little bit of a ooh to it was gone, and I was so upset, and it was hard for me to register that, like, although I was seeing her face, that was actually her saying those words, and I was like, ah, damn it. Number two is the lack of Suki. I totally understand that Melissa McCarthy's schedule was probably hectic and they could only literally get together and film like that one tiny scene. I didn't like that she left the dragonfly. I don't feel as if it was true to character, since it was like her business and her life dream and she loved her kitchen. I don't know if she'd ever give up her fancy kitchen to go taste soil. Number three is kind of odd, but it was so HD. Like, isn't that funny? I love the quality of the first, like, again, like the first 3-4 seasons where it's like slightly grainy and everything's got that like orange glow. And like when you start winter, you're like, oh my god, everything is cool toned and everything is super crisp. Stars Hollow, the musical, was too long. I am so sorry. I just feel so bad because I'm in theater, guys. I'm in theater. I'm in a musical right now. As we speak, I'm in Legally Blonde the musical at my university. And it's not even that I didn't like it. It's almost like because there was such limited time while I was watching, all I was thinking of was, oh my god, we gotta get past it because there's so much else that I want to see. Now we're getting into more my territory of rant, which I know some of you really enjoy. So I'm here and I'm ready to talk about Logan. Let me just make this clear. I have hated Logan for years. The moment he came on and asked Rory to call him Master and Commander, I was like, I don't like you. He's kind of shallow, he doesn't have much substance, he doesn't bring out a particularly great side of Rory. I thought that Logan has always pushed Rory to be someone that she isn't really, and the moment that he comes into the show is the moment that I stop liking Rory, because I think it reflects a really bad side of who she is, which is somebody who is looking for validation from a man just like her dad. So I was so bummed that there was so much Logan in this revival. Like, why was he in like every single episode? Frankly, I would have loved a moment when Rory turns around and goes, you know what, I don't deserve to be treated like this, Logan. You know, you treat me like trash, so maybe, you know, we shouldn't continue this, instead of him putting a hat romantically tilted on her head and going, that's it, or that's right, or whatever it is. I really would have preferred for that to happen, but no, because Rory is kind of an idiot when it comes to being treated right. She has no standards and is just like, okay, Logan, you can walk all over me even though you have a fiance. A fiance! Again, I hate it. I just hated it. I hated it, and I hate that it's Logan's baby. I felt there wasn't enough Jess. I'm a Jess supporter through and through. I think that anybody who isn't a Jess supporter is a little bit insane. The fact is, he came in and he had like amazing, poignant moments with Rory's character, but I would have loved to seen more, especially since at the end they hint that Jess is Rory's Luke, and that's the parallel they drew. I think they should have made him a little bit more significant throughout the revival. Really wanted a Rory and Jess kiss. What am I supposed to fuel myself on for the next, like, 8 years? You know what I think I have to fuel myself on? I have to fuel myself off of that beautiful, sad, pining look that Jess gives Rory through the window, where you know that he's still in love with her. And on to the last 4 words of the show. Mom, yes, I'm pregnant. I did not see it coming. A lot of people are like, I saw it coming. Well, I didn't see it coming. And let me just say, I'm so excited that this happened in the revival when Rory was 32 years old, as opposed to being a 21-year-old woman finally going out to lead her life. The fact that Amy Sherman-Palladino planned this for the original ending of the show makes me want to, like, throw a rock through her window. Like, what are you thinking, Amy Sherman-Palladino? You're gonna basically ruin Rory's life? I'm sorry. Like, someone had to say it. Her being pregnant, I think, shows us that she is going to get her life together. Because just like Lorelai, who got her life together for Rory, Rory's gonna let her life together for her baby. And Logan is her Christopher, and Jess is her Luke. So I would love to see more episodes. I would love to see more episodes because, of course, life is more complicated than that, and it's got its ups and downs, and it's fun to watch, and I want to watch it. So honestly, que sera, sera. I would love to hear your thoughts. So if you want to write a little comment in the comments below, we can have a conversation. I'm all about having good discussion. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I know you guys wanted more reviews, but if you want to see more reviews on top of this, please give it a big thumbs up. That'd be great. That'd be great. Follow me and Michelle on all our social media links, which includes Tumblr, Pinterest, Instagram, and Twitter. And go give our Facebook page a like, and go subscribe to our vlog channel, because Vlogmas is coming up, so you should really get on that for the holiday season. But of course, don't forget to